Hi, this is Dr. Justin Marchegiani here, and today's talk is on thyroid hormone conversion and the medical options that are out there and what may be best for you. So typically, our thyroid starts with T4, which is our storage form of thyroid hormone. It's actually inactivated, and the majority of thyroid hormone in the body is T4. But our body has to actually convert this T4 to T3, which is our active thyroid hormone. Now, if we have some of these stressors here in the middle, that can actually interfere with thyroid conversion. There's an enzyme called 5-deiodinase, which is a selenium-dependent enzyme. So you can see a selenium deficiency would decrease the ability of the body to convert that. But any of these stressors in between T4 to T3 are going to affect thyroid hormone conversion. So we want to make sure we're doing our best addressing the above issues. And I have other videos on these topics, but typically an anti-inflammatory diet and avoiding toxicity and stressors and other infections that can affect thyroid hormone conversion. But the goal really is to make sure we are converting properly, and typical conventional medicine treatments are only based around synthetic T4, and the majority of the population has a very difficult time converting T4 to T3. And what happens is we see a decreased level of T3 and we start to see reverse T3 start to accumulate, which is essentially the brake on the thyroid gland. The body is hardwired to not want to self-destruct, and this is a way the body uses this hormone to kind of slow down the metabolism because it knows other stressors are there. So typically, there are a couple approaches to address thyroid support or thyroid inadequacy with medications or natural preparations. Again, the typical approach is going to be your Synthroid or your levothyroxine treatment, which is a pharmaceutical drug. And then we have our bioidentical T4 over here. As you can see, it's T4 because there are 4 iodine molecules over there. And this is our inactive thyroid hormone, and you can see it gets converted again to T3, our active thyroid hormone. When we're using a natural thyroid glandular that has the hormones intact, we're getting the T4, we're getting the T3 in about a 4.1 to 1 ratio, about 4 times more T4 than T3. And with typical pharmaceutical approach, you're only getting the T4 and you're relying on the body to convert to T3. Also with a bioidentical thyroid glandular, you're also getting T1 and T2, which are thyroid hormones unto themselves, and they also aid in T4 to T3 conversion. And calcitonin is really important for healthy bone health because calcitonin's job is to bring calcium back into the bone. And if patients have a thyroid issue or parathyroid issue and they're pulling too much calcium out of the bone, the calcitonin can actually help balance some of that out. So again, the approaches are kind of outlined. You can see I'm more of a fan. I'm biased towards giving a molecule the body is familiar with. A lot of these typical approaches are this way because you cannot patent something that's natural. So you can see a slight deviation in the molecule will give the pharmaceutical companies the ability to patent these substances. So let's go over the actual options here. So we have Synthroid, which is our typical medication made by Added Pharmaceuticals. It does contain cornstarch, so if you are gluten sensitive, this is one I would strongly avoid because the majority of thyroid issues are Hashimoto's or autoimmune, meaning they are gluten sensitive. So being off this, I think, in my opinion, is a must for most autoimmune patients. You can see there are dyes and other compounds in there that really are not friendly to your body. We have Cytomel, which is a synthetic T3 molecule. I find if you're going to do the synthetic approach, that's the only quiver in your reserve, so to speak. I recommend a combination of T4 and T3 synthetic, but again, their additives aren't really good there, so I'm still favoring a bioidentical approach. So you can see Armour's our age-old approach. It's got some dextrose from corn sugar, so it may not be the most hypoallergenic of them all, but it gives you a good option. It's bioidentical. It is the T4 and T3, also T2, T1, and the calcitonin. Little Clinical Pearl, they change the ratio of dextrose to cellulose, so patients actually do better chewing up the new Armour if there is an issue. Chewing it up and letting it sit in the mouth for a minute or two before swallowing can be helpful. Urfa is the Canadian version. You can see there's cornstarch in there, which I'm not a big fan of, but it is gluten-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and tartrazine-free. And tartrazine is one of the big food dyes and additives that's actually in the Synthroid that's been linked with learning disabilities. So we really want to be on something that's hypoallergenic and doesn't contain these other additives. My favorite's Nature-Throid. It is gluten-free, rice-free, corn-free, artificial colors, flavors, soy, yeast, egg, and fish and shellfish-free. So there is no real junk in here at all. It's pretty pure. Again, you get the T4, the T3, the T2, the T1, the calcitonin, and I find that you do better with a broad spectrum of these. There may be some people that just are limited to having to do a synthetic, maybe because their autoimmune condition is just, way exacerbated, and they may do better at that. But I still suggest if you're going a synthetic route to do a combo of the two. But my still favorite route is still the natural route and giving the body exactly what it needs. Again, compounded options are available, but typically insurances do not cover that. And Thyroid's pretty inexpensive, especially when covered by insurance. So that's usually my favorite route to go. So we gave everyone a lot of options here and put a lot of information out there. Remember, no medication is going to fix the problem if we have the other underlying barriers, adrenal health, infections, blood sugar instabilities, anemia, etc. If those problems aren't addressed by yourself and or with the help of a practitioner, no medication will really fix this problem long term. Hope you found this video informative, and any questions, feel free and visit justinhealth.com. Thanks. Have a great day.